you wanted rain, and you've got it.
And isn't it fantastic? One or two growers are sort of saying, well, maybe it's a bit late now, there's not much growth, but actually the soil temperatures up to about a week ago were actually very good. And there has been some growth come out of this rain. I mean, we had that small rain a couple of weeks ago. Now I've had another good one this last weekend, and we're going to have some dribbles on for the next few days, which is really excellent. It's going into the soil profile. The soil profile was dangerously dry throughout the east coast of New Zealand. So no, hooray for rain.
And I can't believe how it rains at night and then it's clear during the day. I mean,
it's crazy. Isn't it?
Who's in touch with him up above?
Yeah, exactly. And we're starting to get some snow out the back now, Rob, so that there's two advantages to that. The one main thing is that come the thaw in October, November, we're going to have some aquifers being filled up again, which is really important. And if they have the snow that they're predicting through the winter, we're going to have a good storage in the refrigerator, which is really good. And the other one is that brings frost. We do need, funnily enough, we do need chilling at this time of the year, and especially in horticultural crops. So, no, good look coming into the winter.
Well, the frost will definitely be around very soon because the snow's there.
Yeah,
exactly. How's the season looking as far as supply and demand is concerned?
Oh, look, pretty blooming good, Rob. But we're throughout the horticultural crops, the majors, kiwis, apples, soft fruit. We've got it up. Demand is there, and we're meeting demand. In fact, in the case of apples, we're probably actually exceeding demand a little bit. Sorry, a deficit there of fruit, which is actually bringing up the price very well in those European cracks in the market that we go to. And we've got good quality apples, of course, and we've got some good breeding programs behind those, behind the kiwi fruit, behind the apples, behind the berry fruit. And that's really starting to pull through. I mean, the work that you do back in the old hort research days and now plant and food has really started to come through, and it takes 10, 15, 20 years for that to happen. People don't realise just how much is behind all that. And we've got a leading edge as a country and putting new blue type variety fruit and vegetables into the marketplace, and that's what really is a huge strength for us. And you look at the wine industry, it was well out of kilter 5 years ago. We had too much wine, we didn't have enough market. We've got a good demand, strong demand for our wines now. We've increased our tonnage and we're in balance, and those guys are actually starting to bank some money again.
We worked hard on that one, Jim, you and I.
Yeah, we did, yeah, maybe we continue. We shouldn't lapse there, Rob. So it's really good to see that these industries are starting to work and say, okay, we've got the market, we've got a government that's proactive in terms of getting out there with trade delegations to various parts of the world, and that started to come back. As much as some of them get criticised for travelling and spending all our tax money, what a load of rubbish, they're actually coming back with some really good positive stuff for agriculture and horticulture. So it's pretty promising going forward.
I'd love to see avocados come down in price.
The avocado story is just incredible. It's a bit like the honey story, really. I mean, the real honey story. Yeah, no, good on them. They've worked really hard, and they're a small industry, and they have got a product that fits the marketplace very well and fits into not gaps, but wide gaps, and the demand is strong. And it's good to know that our Australian colleagues are one of the biggest purchasers, so it's pleasing to see that they've got to pay through the nose too a bit.
Yeah, that makes me feel slightly better.
Well, I admire what the avocado guys about 9 years ago at a Horticulture New Zealand conference laid out a plan of what they thought they would do in the future and how they'd come about it, and that plan's coming to fruition now for them, and good on them, and may other sectors follow those principles.
Now, briefly, conferences, speaking of,
yes,
Blackcurrant.
We're heading into the conference season again, and of course I'm heading off to Europe next week to attend the 9th International Blackcurrant Conference. It's going to be in Kent this year in the UK. And we're going to see the Eastbourne research station and things like that. But the objective really is the thing that's coming through quite largely around the world is the functional food markets. And we're talking about natural fruit and vegetables going into being either nutritionally driven or anthocyanin driven. So it's about wellness and health. And this conference is around that. And of course, New Zealand blackcurrants lead in the amount of anthocyanins that are produced because of our lack of because of our lack of ozone layer, and we have a lot of high radiation, hence skin cancer, unfortunately. But the upside of that is we have upfront fruit flavours, high nutritional counts, and no matter what the fruit, maybe the grapes, could be the berries, could be the apples. That's why our colour is good, and that's why our nutritional value of our fruit and vegetables are so good.
You'll give us a full report when you get back.
We certainly will.
Jim, thank you very much indeed.